Hi guys, morning, and I'm just going to go over what meditation is and why you should be doing it. So let's first start with some of the benefits of regular meditation. For instance, regular meditators will often claim, and there's been studies done on this, and there's lots and lots of anecdotal evidence of many interviews you can watch with many famous people who've done meditation, and anyone who has done meditation in the past will tell you these same things. And the first thing is energy. You'll get more energy from it. Now, just quieting your mind or having internal contemplation about something just in your own space, doing deep breathing exercises, is actually quite energizing. And there's a few reasons for that, which I'm not going to go into in this video, but it's very, very good for actually starting your day properly and increasing your energy levels. Concentration and speed of thinking or speed of thought is also some very good side effects of meditating. Once you've actually quietened your mind and got into that sort of alpha wave state, which is the different type of brainwave state, so actually physically change the brainwave frequencies that your brain is creating, and technically the electromagnetic frequencies that your heart is creating as well, which can be felt up to 22 feet outside your body. So these physical effects of meditation that can change those the emissions that your body is giving off on the electromagnetic spectrum. It can actually also help you improve various skills. So there's lots of studies done on this actually, to visualization for athletes. So when they got, there's a famous study where they got a bunch of high school basketball players to all do a test on their free-throw rating, which is where they stand at a particular line. It's almost like a penalty in football, and they throw a basketball and they try and get it in the net. Okay, so they all did this test, and they split them up into three groups. One group wouldn't practice, one group would practice every day, and one group would visualize practicing. And they brought them back after a couple of weeks, and they retested them. And actually, the people who had visualized doing the free throw and practicing actually got better results in comparison than both other groups. And they've done this a few times, and they've done a few different studies of similar natures. So actually meditating or visualizing a particular skill can help you improve it greater than actually doing the skill in some respects and in some circumstances. So another thing that will improve greatly is mood. And one of the reasons for this is meditation will physically change the shape and size of your brain. It will increase the shape and size of the brain in areas that deal with things like love and gratitude. And it will decrease the size of the brain in the areas that deal with things like grief and anger. So physically changing that size of the brain will actually physically change someone's perception of life in general. Well, obviously so, because you're actually increasing the power of a size of the brain that deals with something positive, or that we perceive positive, and decreasing the size of the brain that will perceive something negative. So technically your outlook on life will improve just by the nature of changing the shape of your brain. It also improves myelination of nervous tissue, and the myelination of nervous tissue basically is the sort of insulation of the electrical tissue of the body. So if you've got lots of nerves firing in the same area, or lots of nerve fibers running through the same area, if those fibers or those cells aren't myelinated or aren't insulated, the electrical signals they're sending can interrupt each other. So myelination is very key for smooth, fast electrical transmissions. Okay, and in fact, demyelination is the cause of things like Alzheimer's and dementia, among other things. Meditation will also increase BDNF, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is responsible for repairing neurons, repairing brain cells, and also creating new brain cells. So BDNF is actually what we use to stimulate brain growth. So meditation is a very, very good stimulator of that, along with a few other things as well, but also very important. So there's some of the reasons why meditation is a very, very good idea. And now many people get confused about what meditation is, and realistically it's just silent contemplation. It doesn't have to be emptying the mind or quieting the mind. And in fact, most people think they can't meditate because that's what always happens. They start sitting still and their mind starts going crazy. In fact, it's called chattering monkeys by some Buddhist monks. Your mind is like a chattering monkey, and it's just entertaining that chattering monkey. that's how we meditate. So if you start thinking about something and going off into this thought process, just recognize it, bring your mind back, and carry on with what you were doing. But meditation doesn't have to be all about quieting your mind. You can use it for visualization, like I said before, visualizing a skill, or even contemplating various events in life, like forgiveness or gratitude, or even future planning. So there's going to be a few practices I'm going to give you guys over the next couple of weeks to sort of start getting you used to meditating, getting you into this practice, and showing you how it should be done. But just to start today, I'm going to give you a very, very simple breathing exercise that's very, very good to get you into a space where you can start meditating, especially for those people that have problems in quieting their mind. Because with this practice, you're not trying to quiet your mind, you're actually giving it something to focus on. It's a particular skill to concentrate on a specialized thing or a specialized thought. Okay? So all you're going to do is you're going to get down into a nice comfortable space. Sitting down is generally better, or sitting up straight, okay? Because standing up, there can be lots of issues with people standing up. It's not really the most comfortable thing to do for some people. And lying down is often too comfortable, and people can fall asleep very easily, because once you get into this calm, relaxed state, you start dropping your brainwaves from a beta state, which is very active, into an alpha state, which is very calm, and into further into theta and delta, which is starting to get into dream and sleep and deep sleep states. Although you can get into those states and still be awake. So lying down is not always the best idea, because you are likely to fall asleep. In fact, if you get into those states, even by sitting upright, you might find yourself losing your posture every now and then. So it takes practice to keep that when you're getting into those states, and stay aware while you're still getting into those states. So first, let's look at this breathing exercise. Now, all I want you to do is sit into a nice comfortable position, sitting up straight, close your eyes, take deep breaths in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And as you're doing that, you can imagine a little man in a lift. And you can imagine that man sitting in your belly button. And as you breathe in, the man rises all the way through up to the back of your head. And as you breathe out, the lift drops with the man back into your belly button. And if you just imagine that small little visualization of as you breathe in and as you breathe out, all you're doing is just bringing consciousness to your breath. You're bringing conscious awareness to your breath, nothing else. And you're using a visualization practice to do that. And if you just sit there a couple times a day for a couple minutes at a time doing that. So let's say if you did 2 to 3 minutes at a time, 3 to 4 times a day, just sitting there, deep breath in and deep breath out. And if you want to add more reference to that, you can use a particular time frame of breathing. So I always say about 3 seconds in and about 6 seconds out. Really empty the lungs before you breathe back in. And really feel the lungs as you breathe in. Try and push the chest out in every direction, not just out here, but rib cage out and out from the back as well. So when you breathe in, you should almost be able to see the rib cage expand in every direction. If we can start focusing on just that breathing technique, just breathing like this, it's not only fantastic for your health, but this is going to be a very good start for you on your road to being able to be or to meditate like a monk. Another really good tip for meditation is getting into something called the flotation tank, because this will automatically decrease the amount of stimulus from your outside world, which will put you straight into a theta state. But I suggest first practicing on these breathing exercises before you go into those sorts of environments, to make sure you're comfortable with just focusing on a small thought, to constantly visualize that one thing, and just a couple minutes at a time. Alright, thanks guys, give that a practice, and I'll post some other things up soon.